Thought you needed a minute.
Good.
Yep, start it up. There you go.
Hi, I'm Londono with Tom
Hi,
James.
nice to meet you.
Thank you for seeing me today.
This is deja vu.
I know, right? Do you mind if I take a seat?
Sure, have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's my business card. Should you have
Oh,
any
thank
questions
you.
for me in the
That's a
future?
great picture of you.
Well, thank you. So, Alex, right?
Sure.
Okay, so your dad Mark and I were actually talking a little bit about you, and he mentioned...
Really? How do you know him?
Well, he's one of my coworkers' long-term clients.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was actually mentioning some of your accomplishments that you had at Harvard, like you got to moot court. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. What made you go into law?
You know, it's, I'm going to put it, I've always been, I guess, pushed toward kind of making things right in the world. So, you know, ever since I was little, people that would throw stuff out of the windows and junk up the fields and things like that just really kind of bothered me and upset me. So I chose environmental law because I think that people just abuse our environment.
Yeah, well, that's most certainly true.
Yeah, and especially, and actually, I had an uncle who worked at an asbestos plant,
wow.
and actually ended up passing away because of cancer he developed because of that. So that was another thing that kind of drove me to that direction.
Right. Yeah, that's, I tell you, big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Big problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you currently do in your practice?
Well, right now I'm doing a lot of work in the field.
Okay.
So I'm gathering evidence and so forth, and you know that's why I'm you know, my dad has always got on my case about
Right.
not being dressed appropriately. I'm a lawyer now, so
Right.
you know I need to dress the part and
Right.
you know those type of things. So,
Right.
but I'm still doing about 70% of my time is out in the field, where you know I'm literally in the field.
Right.
So you know I don't put a lot of stock or attention into my attire.
Right. Well, to tell you a little bit about us,
Okay.
Tom James has actually been around since 1966, and we have offices worldwide. We focus on providing opportunities for our people by giving them a product that they actually love.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working for them for 5 years.
Oh wow!
And,
Good for you.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. Well, I've grown my client base from 0 to 300
Mm-hmm.
because I actually focus on establishing long-term relationships with my
Oh,
clients.
good for you.
Yeah, so I know you agreed to meet with me because your dad kind of persisted.
Yeah, he
you
kind
do
of pushed
so.
me into this, yes, you know,
Right.
so.
So I just want to be respectful of your time. Do we still have 20 minutes for a meeting?
We have 17 minutes, sure.
Great, okay. So what I would like to do with our time today is just ask you a couple of questions, see how our product can help, and if we can be a good fit for your career, talk further details from there.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Great. Do you mind if I take notes?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I know I get upset with him and kind of pushing this down my throat, but the reality of it is I do need to take a look at my attire, because right now I've got like 3 suits, and I'm only in court really only about once a week, so you know every 3 weeks I'm kind of going through the rotation.
Right.
So, yeah, I absolutely need to do something at some point. I'm just
Right.
not sure now's the time.
Okay.
So I'm anxious to hear, I mean, obviously if you have a clientele of 300 people, you're doing something right.
Right. I would like to think so.
Okay.
So before I begin, how do you usually shop for clothes? Do you get anyone's opinion beforehand?
Yeah, actually, I'm a little colorblind, so
Okay.
I have a girlfriend that actually helps me,
Okay.
and she lives with me, and she doesn't work.
Okay.
But so there's another aspect. I have to pay the apartment. I'm the sole provider
Right.
type of thing.
Right.
So yeah, she helps me because I do have issues with colors. It can be rather embarrassing if I go shopping by myself.
Oh, I can imagine. Is it hard, like driving through traffic?
No. I just have a hard time with like blues and grays and different
Okay.
shades of different colors. So
Okay.
I'll think something is like a maroon and it's really orange.
Oh,
So yeah, could you imagine? Oh, there comes. Or I have a blue and it looks maybe like a blue green or something like that.
Yeah, you
so
don't want to go to court like that.
It could be a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just kind of to start, do you consider your dad a successful man?
Oh, absolutely. He's been a role model for me. Almost like I would almost assume that most people's fathers, sons' fathers are their role models.
Right. How does he usually dress?
Well, he's the president of the plastics plant. So, you know, I just remember growing up that there were days where Dad wears suits. Didn't really pay attention to, you know, suit's a suit.
Right.
And then there were days where he'd go in a polo shirt and a pair of jeans, depending on what was going on in the plant. You know, they were doing inventory, or, you know, or he was meeting with a client. He usually dressed the part of mirrored whoever he was meeting with, or what was going on in any given day.
Right. Do you think that first impressions have anything to do with his success?
I think he's been successful because he's kind of a grassroots, ethical guy who has a very steeped value system. I think that's why. I think people resonate, people that work with him resonate with him because he doesn't appear aloof. He's, like I said, he's just a, you know, good old boy, you know, and he dresses well, and
Right.
but he doesn't overdress.
Okay.
So, you know, sometimes when, you know, my opinion is sometimes when people overdress, they intimidate, or they make people feel less than, you know, have maybe create some insecurities with the people that they deal with.
Right. So is it important for you to move up your company?
Well, you know, I've been out of school for what, 2-3 years now. Yeah, it's important. I mean, I would think that I didn't do this to stay where I'm at,
Right.
you know, forever. So, obviously,
And where do you see yourself in 5 years? In
it's a great question.
relationship to your career?
You've been with the company 5 years,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
did you, when you first started, did you see yourself doing what you're doing right now?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Really?
I thought I would be doing maybe something different.
What, like
but
what?
I love it.
Like what?
I never imagined to be selling suits.
Oh,
But
okay.
I love it.
You love it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. Is it someplace where you think you can, where your career can continue? What's the next step for you?
Keep acquiring customers and grow my client base.
Oh, good for you. So you're focused on the
Yes,
straight and
of
narrow.
course, yeah.
Yeah, I would, you know, at some point, rather than spending 70% of my time out in the field, I would prefer that, you know, I get to spend at least 70% of my time in the courtroom. But that really doesn't happen. Like I said, I'm in court maybe once a week
Right.
now, because I'm still, you know, I'm actually doing the work for some of the better lawyers, or the actually more tenured lawyers.
Right. So how do they currently dress in your office?
There's a variety of dress. Once again, though, I'm not really like a stylistic,
Right.
so I really don't have a whole lot of sense of business fashion.
Okay.
So, but nobody's ever said, "Oh my God, what are you wearing?" You know, who bought that for you?
Right.
So I think I'm probably like mid-level somewhere.
Okay.
But you know, if in order for me to get, I look at everything as a value. What's the return on my investment?
Right.
So if I'm going to invest in something that's very costly, I'm going to need to look at how is that going to return back to me? And
Right, of course.
Money.
Right.
right,
And how much time do you usually spend shopping for like your
I hate
your
it.
3 suits?
I hate it.
Your dad didn't mention that.
I hate it. Actually, my girlfriend does a lot of my shopping for me.
So you've never gone to a shopping mall?
No, I've gone to shopping mall, but I just
How
don't.
long does it usually take you to maybe like pick out a suit?
Well, I'm very decisive, so if I go and I look at it and I say I want this one, then that's what I'll do. So it might take 15 minutes.
15
It
minutes.
doesn't take long at all. Now, after my girlfriend gets, you know, after Sheila gets
Right.
involved in it, it could take longer because she'll go, "Oh, no, you don't want that one," or
So you would say
this
maybe
one.
like an hour, 2 hours?
Maybe an hour.
Okay.
I just don't. I'm not a shopper.
Right. And if you could put a worth on your time, on 1 hour of your time, what would that be?
Great question. I would probably say right now about $200 an hour.
Okay. So let's say you went shopping with your girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
and she spent an hour.
All right.
So when you're just shopping for a suit, if my calculator decides to work, well, that's a silly math problem. So you're wasting about $2,000 worth of your time.
Well, that's a $200 an hour, right? If it takes me an hour to shop for a suit,
Mhm.
then I'm wasting $200.
Well, $2,000 because,
Oh,
sorry, yeah.
Okay.
You're right. So $200
hmm
that you would spend on shopping.
So how much are your suits?
Well, we have a variety of suits.
What's
It
a
depends
mid-level
on-
suit cost?
It depends. There's no precise mid-level suit that you can
Okay.
get. It depends on all the fabric that you want to get, what type of color, all an array of
Okay,
different
so what would my
things.
investment be in a suit with you guys?
Well, I would have to find out what you would like first.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess just questions. Are you satisfied? But do you see any? You said you go to court once a week, right?
Right.
So, are you satisfied with the current level of clients that you're getting?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, most of my clients have to do. Actually, most of my clients are middle class individuals.
Okay.
I've tried some class action suits on behalf of multiple people.
Okay.
I've also, done some suits where, we've had asbestos,
Right.
issues and so forth, where people have gotten cancer, where the groundwater's been poisoned because of a previous plant being there and not doing the things that they need to do. So, there's, also involved with that environmental law is lawsuits and, with businesses and so forth.
Right. So, what's the average client worth to you?
Well, it's actually not worth to me, it's worth to the
Well,
company.
right.
I mean, it could be millions of dollars,
So, for one.
depending on the case.
Okay.
I have a class action lawsuit right now that's, that looks like the lawsuit's gonna be somewhere around $10 million
Oh,
to
wow.
settle.
That's huge.
For some of my clientele, it's like winning the lottery,
Right.
and then it depends on the situations. I've had some where they've had, tens of hundreds of $1,000s in hospital bills and so forth,
Right.
from a period of 10 to 15 years. We have to go back and kind of do that analysis, and, I mean, like I said, I'm in the field measuring groundwater, taking
Right.
groundwater and things like that.
So, how much do they usually pay you, like an hour for your clients or your company?
I have no idea what they pay our company for by an hour.
Okay.
I just know what I'm, what I'm
Well, you
compensated.
might, right.
I don't know if I really want to even know that. I might get upset
You
to know what my
not.
part of that is.
Right.
Right.
So based on what we've really talked about is you spend most of your time in the field, so you are not really in need of a lot of suits just because you're once a week in the court.
But at some point, Mike, you asked about what's my 5-year plan.
Right,
We're going to
correct.
give you an answer, but
Right.
I would like to be in the court 70% of my time.
Right.
But I don't see that happening until at least a year from now, because I have to earn my way,
Right.
so to speak. So I'm doing a lot of the grunt work right now,
Right.
and then I get maybe one. Like I said, and when I'm in court, I'm not the main trial lawyer anyway. I'm actually sitting in second seat.
Right. Okay. Well, so if I could show you a product that would actually make you feel comfortable, even sometimes not necessarily like a suit, but sometimes like pants or something casual that you could wear in the field, and then have another like a suit that you could wear to court. That's not so like.
So tell me about your
price level.
tell me about the clothesline that you offer.
Okay, so let's look for some of those. Let me pull up our website. So this is kind of some of the clothing that we have.
Mhm.
This is like our ready-to-wear suits.
Okay. So you just sell sport coats and things like that too?
No, we sell so many different things from socks to
Okay.
to t-shirts to ties. So these are kind of like our base level suits that you would kind of go to,
Right.
not the. And let me show you. So this is just kind of like the different types of suits.
So if I
that
buy
we
a
would
suit, I'll
have.
look like that?
Of course.
Really?
I will make you look like
I
that.
think that's more than a suit.
Well, yeah, he has a tie and stuff going on there. But yeah, so based on what.
So I could just, really, I mean, I don't need to buy a suit. I could just get a pair of pants and maybe a sport coat or something like that.
Yeah, so we have different.
Because that would actually be more affordable than buying a whole suit, because like I said, that's probably more of kind of where I'm at right now, just from a cost perspective.
Right.
Versus, getting full suits and going that road.
Right.
So, like I said, maybe something higher end later down the road when
Yeah, of
I make
course.
more money. I start
Right.
living the dream like you
Right.
are. And then, and maybe it's something now a little more affordable because,
Right.
costs, like I said, I'm living with my girlfriend. She doesn't work, so I have the payment, mortgage payment on myself.
Right.
And it's very, I don't have a lot of discretionary money right now.
Right.
Just don't have that.
So, well, based on what we've talked about, I would say I recommend you go ahead and buy like just 2 outfits, casual pants,
Mhm.
like you said, sports coat. That way, it fits
Mhm.
what you need in the field and
It
stuff.
fits what I need
And-
now.
Right, correct. And then I would like to come back within 6 months, see how everything is going,
Okay.
and then possibly talk about getting you some suits for your better position. How does that
Okay.
sound?
I'm fine with that. That's, like I said, my dad sees a value in this, so I trust him.
Right.
So I will look to find the value in it.
Right. That's good. Well, when can you meet so I can come in and so we can go ahead
Can we
and
do
put
something
up-
maybe in like in 30 days?
How about next week?
That would be like 30 days. That would
Right.
be like 7 days.
But then you don't want to wait 30 days
well,
to wear your fancy
you know what?
clothes.
Let me look at my calendar. Well, next week I have meetings all week and I'm out in the field, so that's not gonna work. Do you come at night? Can you do this at nighttime or does it have to be during the day or?
Yeah, no. So I can come to you. I can come to your office. I can come to your home. That way your girlfriend can
I
be
don't want you coming
there.
to my office.
And
How about the home? Can we do
okay,
that?
yeah, we can do
All
that.
right, so rather than next week, let's do the following week. Can you do that?
Yep.
All right, let's do the October the 28th. That's a week from today.
Okay.
And I'll give you my card. There you go.
Thank you very much. And so I will make sure you wrote that on your calendar, right?
I put it on there. I will after you leave.
Okay. I will
Okay,
send
what
you.
time?
I will send you a calendar
What time?
invite.
That would actually be great.
Does 7 p.m. work for you?
7 p.m. works. You
Okay.
have my email address there. Send me
Yes,
send
I
me an
do.
invite.
Okay. So I will be emailing you a Google invite,
Okay.
and we will meet on October 28th at 7 p.m. to talk about what fabrics and stuff you would like to wear.
And I'll make sure that Sheila's there with me.
Sounds good.
All right. Cool.
Well, thank you so much for seeing me today,
All right.
Alex. I truly
Thanks for
appreciate your
stopping
time.
by, and I'll tell my dad what a great salesperson.
Oh, thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
All right, thank you. Did you turn the computer off or that off?
No, I think Mr. Sager comes for it, but
Oh,
you can turn
okay.
off the timer.
I don't know how to do that. I'm the time guy.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Good.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything going? Is it-
Yeah.
I was actually with Leola today.
Oh yeah.
We went to Hilton Vacation Resorts and met with people to do the coffee there.
Okay.
And it was a great sales.
Yeah.
It was great because Leo did our homework. And we found out a lot about the guy before we went in. He actually is, he oversees kind of a charity where he golfs. And he gets people to pay for every hole that he golfs. And he raised $20,000 last year. He wants to raise more this year, but found out that he was kind of like a hard luck story. He's an older guy, he's probably my age. And he had lost his brother, his older brother, when he was 6 years old. He loved hockey because his brother was a goalie. He actually played hockey himself. His house burnt down when he was 15. They lost everything. I mean, it's just a great story. But
Yeah.
the fact that we knew all that going in,
Yeah.
we were
How
able
did
to
you find all that information?
LinkedIn and Google, and she found all that information. She did amazing. And the cool thing was, she actually learned today how valuable that was because
Right.
him and I, because we were the same age, we hit it off. We did a lot of the same things. We talked, that meeting went for an hour and a half. We only talked about business, probably 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And most of it was resonating and positioning, and by the time we were leaving, we asked him, are you looking at anybody else? No, and if you're unhappy with the service, and he said, yeah, what service? And he said something to the point where, oh, you didn't take that off. I got this. I'm
Okay, perfect.
technologically savvy with this one.
Yeah, the clock?
But it was really, it was just great meeting because she did